This import is actually. This has a limit parameter. If you want to limit the parameter right. So that is can mention. So we have very less number of user right. So that is why it is not required for us. Okay, and our account attribute we'll talk about later when we come to target recon. That time it will come to picture. Okay, we do not have any entitlement as of now. So leave this like okay. Page size. You can define actually here in every recon how much page you want to bring it back so that you can also mention, we do not have any page in a concept here, right, we have only some of the user. That is why I'll keep it as a blank. Okay. So default user role. You can assign any role to the user, default sub-role also. We'll talk about several or later. So it is. It is not required for you. So endpoint filter, basically, if you want to filter multiple endpoint. So you know, don't consider as of now, okay and create account is then update account reuse. All your come into picture when you do the provisioning. Okay so base search filter again. It is asking right for provisioning of searches. So we don't have any provision. When you provision simply, you can mention DC where you want to provision the user. So, based on that, like you know, this equal to come, I can come give this equal to save, and just I'm mentioning my base domain information here. So filtering out not required their account name rule. So this is one of the important attribute it is required for you to provision in user. What does it mean? Basically, it will come to your picture when I do the provisioning of user. Okay, so without that, if you do that okay. So that is not recommended at all. You should mention always your account name. What is your account name rule? We'll talk later when you do the provisioning part. Okay, so that time I'll covering what is this, how it is required for you. So basically this is nothing, but it is telling what attribute you want to provision and based on what attribute. So I'm mentioning, I want to give the username, first name and last name, and my domain name. So this format, it will provision user. So we'll see that later. Right. What is required here? Okay, we require this password field actually. Okay, otherwise right, see we are. This attribute required a default password for each and every user. If you have seen right, when I was creating a new user in Active Directory, that time it was asking me for password. If you don't provide that, it might throw it for you. So let's not go any other thing. Okay, I think we should give the status threshold config. So this will show, it will come to picture when you do the provisioning part of it. Leave it like that. This save and test. Let's see if we find any user any issue or not. Simply do the provisioning and see. Then we'll come to things like, what else things are required, any other things. Okay, so my connection is ready now. So all the connection values they're right, just for the sake of test. We have already created like how many users? Some of the user, like 4 to 5 user. We have already created and some other user also present. Okay. Now. We'll try to bring those user to saved and okay. So how we are going to do that? We have our connection ready. So, as we talked earlier, right simple go to job control panel. Okay. Here. You have to prepare a job, basically. So what job you can prepare? And there will be application. Data import is available with their OK. Go to your data menu right here. You see application data import. Sorry, I'm wrong. Actually it should be user import, actually not application data. So this application data, it is for your target recon when you are bringing information right for your target application. Now we are considering as a user importer, trusted recon write. So you should do it as a user import via connection. Click here. So create a job, or the job is already there, right? So simple, click on the start. OK. Once you click on the start, import from Saviynt Connect write. So mention here. OK. I think this is import from Saviynt Connect. No, we should have a different connector. I believe in older system. It's not properly there. Let me find out any suitable job, is there for me or not. Or else we have to accommodate that only. So this is only for your, database only, so it is required for data, as I believe we have to accommodate with this user import only. So import from Saviynt Connect. I know if I give external connection right. I'm giving here Active Directory demo. Whatever I created. OK, job type. It should be full-time. Full import, allow user operation. So this is for create an update. Both are mentioning user, not in file action. No action. I'm leaving this. So if you remember where we used to mention this information right. If you look our DB connector right here in the user import we are mentioning all this information, user reconciliation, user not in file action. Right, everything we are mentioning here, the same thing we are mentioning also here, right, 0-day provisioning as of now. I'm giving no because I have to configure it. It is not there. Generate system username. OK, you can keep it like this, or I believe we are passing to the username column value, right? We have any username. OK, so the SCN we are giving to username. So we do not require to generate any username. We are already passing. Generate user email. OK, we are not providing any email address here, right? Or we are providing, I think we are not, so mention generate user email. Yes, OK, and check rule. We do not have any rule. So we'll come back later when we do 0-day provisioning. And reconciliation field. It is their right. You can mention any field, whatever is required. I believe already we are mentioning in our JSON right, so it is not required simple submitted. And let the job run and see if we are getting an error or it is creating for us. So let me keep my log file ready. OK. So this is your 1000. OK. So one return finish once it finish means I can grab the log and see what happened whenever you see the job used to start running date. If it has any error or it is not able to process, it will finish immediately. You know this whole your Saviynt concept. It works like it doesn't able to handle the error. So exception handling. You would have heard something you know. Java is any exception. Awkward, right? We used to overcome that and process nest record, but here, Saviynt, the code is written something, if you find a single error also, it will stop there. It won't process further. So let me click the rocks first.